Hey there, Hivers. The purpose of this video is really just to do a bit of a broad overview of what you need to do to make this strategy map work for you and your practice. I'm just going to go through the different areas just to clarify what you should be looking to answer for these 15 questions or 15 areas. Now, if you're doing this with your team, I'd recommend you go and just whiteboard it out or workshop it. Some of the things you already know, have a pretty clear idea of, but it's really important to get the strategy done properly, because of course the only way that you can get anywhere in your practice is to have a destination. So the first section, market, for most of you this will generally be the geographic location that you are situated in. And then the second one down here, the now, is really kind of looking at the SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, the opportunities, the threats. Now, the income matrix is actually really important as well, because you need to be able to have a good idea of the numbers in this area. How many new patients, what's the price for that, general treatments, the biomech, the dry needling, whatever it happens to be, so that when you're adjusting your financial levers, you can have a quick play around with what kind of profit you're going to look at, and whether you might perhaps need to do some pricing increases, or if you need to focus on getting new patients in a particular area. Again, the profit, just remember that your business is there to serve you as well as your patients, and so you need to have a very good idea of where you're heading in the profit direction. Now, this next section down here, KPIs, obviously the financial KPIs should come into effect there, but also think about the non-financial KPIs. We have a list for our Black Belt members: number of patients in a month, say, for example, number of new patients, number of professional referrals, number of patient referrals. These are things that are all indicative of future dollars coming into the practice, so you really need to be keeping a track of those. Again, also the number of report letters that you send and the number of full-time earning podiatrists. You may also like to keep a track of things like team meetings and the numbers of those that you have. Now, it's really important to know who your customers are, so that you can get inside the headspace of what your customers are actually thinking, because that's going to really inform how you create your marketing. And then there's a couple of things down here on the vision for the company, and also if you're having trouble with the vision for the company, go through the exercise of asking all the winning questions. There's another document in the planning section on the winning questions, or my company vision, and there's a series of questions to ask yourself to go through that. But you need to know that, and as well as your why. What is our purpose? It's actually really key. The personal vision, coming back to that, if you've done the personal workshop with Brian, you're looking at all the different areas, or by the way, the FLIP course, which is in the website, you're looking really to the other areas of your life. And that's really important, because I think what we like to talk about here at the Podiatry Hive is just balance. It's not this work-life balance, it's just balance, and the business is part of your life rather than there just being a work-life balance, so to speak. So you'll be looking at the kinds of things like your relationships, your health, your personal finances. And then team, although that's kind of almost self-explanatory, one of the things that I really would like people to be thinking about is what are the various interests of team members, and if you want to have a practice that does a variety of treatments and you're building a team to be able to do that, there will be people who prefer GTs as well as then people who prefer biomechanics. And so if you can be thinking about all of the different things that you need and then attracting the people who are going to actually enjoy that, then you'll have a team of people who, because they're doing the kind of thing that they love, are going to be much more motivated to help you and help the business achieve its goals. The question of competitors and how do we compare against our competitors is really a positioning question. So the things that you need to look at there are: how do we compare in the market? How are we perceived in the market? High, medium, low. How does our service compare in the market? How does our product compare in the market? How does our price compare in the market? SCA, now that's a bit of jargon really, sustainable competitive advantage. But the reason that that is in there is that really what sustainable competitive advantage is the thing that's going to make it or allow you to stand out and outperform other people. So, excuse me, the things that it might include are the members of your team. Maybe they're highly skilled at a particular type of thing. It could be the environment that you're working in, whether it's a really nice place. It could be the resources that you use, whether it's a particular type of machine or process that you use for treatment. And the other thing is that hopefully sustainable competitive advantage will include something about the culture that you're creating within the organisation. Now, sales process, I probably should include that as sales and marketing process, because it's really important that you understand the journey that somebody goes on from when they first see something or hear something about you and your practice, right through to making an inquiry, conversion to making an appointment, and then the continuation so that they become then either referrers or at least repeat customers. There is a website section in here, and just going back to the 30,000 foot view of this is to ask yourself, is my website just about me, talking about, we do this and we do that? Or conversely, what I'd like you to think about is how can we flip that to make it more about our customer, i.e., do you have this problem? Do you experience this? Well, if so, this is what to look for. This is how it can be solved. If you need it to be solved, then how about you contact us, because we can actually help you. The why question on here is actually a much deeper question, I suppose, about why your business actually exists in the first place. So just to give you an example, the Podiatry Hive, we have a really clear why, or mission statement, I suppose, if you want a better word. And it's something like, look, the Podiatry Hive, we exist to educate, to support podiatrists to develop their own ideal business, and we're the acknowledged world leader in podiatry business development. Our bigger purpose on top of that is to raise awareness in a much broader sense of podiatry in the whole community, to raise that awareness of podiatry as a profession for all podiatrists. So that's basically it, those kind of three prongs there. For you need to just work that out. And then the challenges are the three things that are potentially going to be holding you back. And it's really key that have a really good idea of all these things. Now, quick caveat on this. The saying is, without strategy, you are directionless. However, a strategy without implementation is completely powerless. So just keep that in mind as well.